Hello Brian, it is Wednesday, September 25th, and today we are going to talk about animals. I wish I could sound more enthusiastic, but I am extremely tired. I did a lot of walking today, I worked out today. I'm sore all over, and that's no excuse. Okay, so we are going to talk about the best animal today. And because I could not choose, I was given no criterion, I had to choose my own. So I chose, what, eight? I think eight to introduce some particularly special animals. And that's what we're going to do. Okay, so number one, these are in no particular order. Number one, we're going to go to an invertebrate. I know, invertebrates. I hate them. But we will be talking about jellyfish. Because man, oh man, jellyfish make no sense. Jellyfish are brainless, almost organless creatures, animals that live for a few months and then sort of die. Jellyfish come in a variety of sizes, from smaller than the eye can see to longer than your average boat. And they do range in life cycles. Some captive jellyfish can live for years, whereas most, as I mentioned, only live for a month. Most jellyfish have stingers, which impede predation, and jellyfish are usually not heavily preyed upon anyways, because they're gross. The weird thing about jellyfish is that even though they live for a few months, they reproduce every single day, and they can do so asexually or sexually, which gives them a boost over most things. So yeah, jellyfish gets a spot because they're fucking badass. Next, we make a total turn back into the vertebrates, where we will spend most of our time, and we go to the Nile crocodile. Multiple mass extinction events, and the Nile crocodile is just like, fuck it. Fuck it. Because these motherfuckers don't die. They're apex predators. They eat anything. They're tough-skinned, high or low metabolism based on what they need to be doing. Warm. They can live in the cold for some reason. Even though they're cold-blooded. They can essentially hibernate for months at a time in the mud. They're absolutely disgustingly deadly, up to 20 feet long, big, powerful, nasty reptiles. And they're just incredibly cool as well. As you can see, the picture that I have shows a Nile crocodile with the head of an antelope severed in its jaws. And there are very few pictures on Google of Nile crocodiles where they are not killing something, because that appears to be most of what they do. They have almost no social behavior. They don't really care for their young. But why should they, when those little badasses come out, yay long, and like 30 of them, and they're just, ugh. Nile crocodiles are one of the few crocodilians that are not under concern from conservation, because they refuse. So that's that. Next on the list, an interesting turn once again. We are turning to the crow. Now, crows are commonly seen as a nuisance, but they are actually very, very smart animals. Currently, they are considered by scientists to be one of the top intelligent animals on the planet, up there with some lower order primates. Definitely, if not among the smartest of birds. Capable of basic tool usage, very efficient carrion feeders. Their grouping is called a murder, although they don't exhibit any predatory behavior. They're scavengers. They eat dead things. Carrion eaters, as I mentioned. Okay, crow is good. Next, we are going to go to the bonobo. Well, I just saw a presentation on bonobos my second week of school, so that was a while ago. But bonobos, if you did not know, are very close relatives of the chimp. But the interesting thing about them is that whereas chimps are nasty, nasty, murderous animals, bonobos just like to fuck. Bonobos use sex as communication, conflict resolution, and they just do it a whole lot for fun. And by the way, bonobos do it with both their friends and their mates, so they go both ways, if you know what I mean. Very cool, very social animals. Adorable. And just very sweet primates, which is a rare thing, especially when we compare them to the chimps, who are assholes, which is why they're not on the list, because bonobos are nice and like to have sex. Chimps are assholes. Next, we turn once again in a weird direction and head to the wasp family. And I felt like I needed to put an insect on this list because I wanted to hit just about every category. Wasps are the definition of evil. Wasps are the nastiest motherfuckers in the animal kingdom, and I'll tell you why. Most wasps reproduce by paralyzing their prey. I guess they're not really prey. Paralyzing the host and laying their eggs inside of them, leaving them alive to walk around for a little while until the eggs hatch and eat them from the inside out. Most wasps exhibit this behavior. Most wasps are evil motherfuckers. Just look at a picture of a wasp and tell me that thing is not a monster. But, you know, very successful animal reproductive wise. And just crazy. Turning again, we are going to the orca, otherwise known as the killer whale, but that's stupid. They're not whales as we currently commonly think of them. They're, you know, dolphin family animals. Very, very cool. Big dolphins. Black and white, very cute. Orcas are incredibly social animals. They're currently, you know, held up there with elephants and primates, basically. In terms of social organization, they have a complex language that we don't understand. They take care of young, they have maternal groups, they have clans, they have family groups. It's very weird, very interesting to read about. And they are, believe it or not, despite being predators, they are very kind social animals. There are very few cases of orcas attempting to prey on humans, or generally fucking with them, because they have a very clear, they're intelligent animals, so they have a very clear distinguishing factor between predation and playfulness, and they actually have a long history of attempting to play with humans, fishermen and whatnot. Next we will move in another odd direction. I didn't really format this in a way that you would expect, and move to the octopus family. Because octopus are one of my favorites, because they are cool as shit. Octopus are not really arguably the most intelligent invertebrates on the planet, and they're intelligent in a very, very odd way, in that octopi have a central brain, as all animals do, but they also have complex neural pathways in their limbs, which function as brains in themselves. So an octopus has 8 autonomous limbs, which is fucking batshit. And these limbs coordinate to create an animal that is more intelligent than it possibly should be, based on its brain size. Octopus also don't have bones, and they can squeeze their bodies through ridiculously small spaces, as most people know. And they're also really good at camouflage. Like, chameleons are given camouflage credit, but chameleons don't actually use color change for camouflage. Octopi are actually good at camouflage. Okay, we're at 10 minutes almost, so keep going. The next one is the mudfish. Mudfish are so fucking cool. Mudfish are basically, you know how, like, we all know that fish evolved into amphibians at some point. And something that scientists would ask is, well, what happened to those in-between animals? Well, the mudfish is that. Mudfish are fish, but they're amphibious fish that climb trees, so they're just like weird. Like the platypus and other weird things, they're just evolutionary misfits, but they're very cool. And lastly, I wanted to throw a true amphibian in there, and I chose poison dart frogs because poison dart frogs are like they're so cool looking, and they're so poisonous. Like amphibians do this really well, like better than most things, in that they make themselves poisonous to eat, which is a weird strategy because like the first time you try it, you get eaten. You die, but so does the thing that ate you. So your children, if you have them, don't get eaten, which is odd, but very cool. So I've named a number of species that I think are extremely, extremely cool and are evolutionary successful, and I chose not to include Homo sapiens on this list because I think we are assholes who cheated at being animals. But you asked me to choose one, and I have chosen none of the animals on this list, and I say the best animal is dogs because dogs. I have not thought of a topic for your next video at the moment, so I will add that in as always. Brian, your topic for next week is humanity doomed? Yeah, I know, it's very happy, very go-lucky, fun stuff. But I think you can take it in a good direction, and I think that futurism is fun. So that's it for this video. See you next week.